Hello and welcome to the Build with Baer Workshop. My name is Pat Baer. I'm here to assemble a model kit. I'm also here to hang out with all of you. And I'm going to start things off by throwing the Bear Cave, the Lego, the Scythe, the Tier 2 blue emote in the chat. If you are currently a subscriber, you can reply with those emotes. If you are not yet a subscriber, you can say hi. You can use other people's emotes. And if you feel like being a lurker, well, you can go ahead and lurk. That's also okay. Lashbrook is here. Hello, Lashbrook. Happy to have you. The goal for tonight is to finish the fight. And by the fight, I mean the GFreD. The Gundam Fred. We need to finish up here. The second leg is just about done. Then we'll panel line it. Then we'll work on the backpack and the weapons. And then, yeah, and then we'll be pretty much on the shield as well. And then we're pretty much done with the kit, which is cool. And it'll be a good time. I do know what I'm building next in case that we finish early tonight and I have time to start the new thing. I do know what's next. And it is a brick kit from a brand we've never built before on stream. So that'll be interesting to see how that goes. Before we get too far into it, let's go to the overhead camera. Here we are. Adjust this a little bit. There we go. And then there we go. There we go. Now we are ready to assemble. We got our kit. We got our leg here. We're going to build the foot. Then we'll panel on the whole dang thing. And then we'll move on. Let's get out the parts we need here. I hope you're doing well on the old internet. I'm doing just fine. Excited for this. To continue to work and hang out with people on a Thursday. Reminder, I will not be streaming next Thursday. What piece is this? Oh, it's a foot piece, all right. Next Thursday, I will not be streaming. That is the Game Awards. We will probably talk, well, not probably, we'll definitely talk about the results that Saturday. But I do not want to stream during the Game Awards. Hey, Lord Crashington. 2 years ago, I had 0 viewers for a full hour. It was a bad time, and I'm not going to do that again. So last year I made the call to just skip that night, and I feel good. I felt good about it at the time, and I continue to feel good about it, and so I just plan to not do a stream next Thursday. Regular streams continue as is. Saturday, of course. Monday, next Tuesday. That reminds me, tomorrow I need to send out a poll for my $3, $5, and $10 patrons to help me decide what I do next Tuesday for Patreon's Choice. I have ideas of what to put in there, but I still want to hear from people about what they would like to see. Yeah, and all that. And then there's one Tuesday. I still don't know what I'm doing the following Tuesday. I still don't know yet. I know that the Tuesday before Christmas will be CPU versus CPU matches in WWE 2K25. Oops, all Santas. It's not, so that's wrong. That's wrong to say. Oops, all Santas is wrong because it's going to be characters who aren't Santa. I should say, instead of that, I should say a Santa in every match, which is the actual thing. Oops, all Santas would imply that every match is just Santa Clauses, and that's not true. There will be other people involved, but there will definitely 100% be a Santa Claus in every match. So I gotta say it properly. Why is this wrong? What's going on? That's not right. What's happening? We'll put this on here first, and then I'll see what's going on with this. This goes in like that. I know that part. Why are you being weird? Model kit. You could just get in there. Okay, and then this piece slips on the top. I got my Twitch wrap up, both as a creator and as a viewer on Twitch. And I know some people were like, wait, what about December? Well, so Twitch does, instead of doing January 1st to December 31st. Twitch does, it would be December 1st to November 30th of the next year. So what we'll have is, these are results for, there we go. Now I got it all together. These are results that consist of December of last year through sorry, what? Wait. What's happening here? Oh, I'm on the wrong leg. That's why. I'm on the wrong leg. I was like, why is this not working right? I was looking at the wrong leg. I was like, I was very confused. Sorry about that. So yeah, we'll be looking at that. And there is some interest. I love data. I am a fan of information. And so I am excited to look at this and peruse it with all of you and talk to you about some of the results from my Twitch recap here. So we're looking at the streamer version here. We'll click on that, make sure. Yeah. My number of hours streamed, 409. My total streams, 209. But that's not important. What's important is the distinct days streamed, 200. And you're like, Pat, why is it 200 and the other one is 209 total streams? Well, that's because sometimes my streams are ended and it had to be restarted because I had some technical difficulties. So that's how that's that different there. What's really interesting is the 409 hours over 200 days, because that includes the streams that went longer than 2 hours, like my subathons and various other and fundraisers and various other shenanigans. Because I normally, obviously, my streams are a little under 2 hours to a little over 2 hours. So to have that be noticeable is interesting. But really, I streamed from December of last year until the end of November this year, 200 times, which is pretty good. And then, of course, if I do, yeah, I mean, that's pretty rad. And the total hours watched, so that's not on me, that's on you all. 2,720 hours watched, which I have nothing to compare that to, but feels pretty okay for me considering the size of my audience and regular number of viewers. That's pretty good. I believe that does include VOD hours because some people do watch the VODs, and thank you, VOD watchers. My top category, number 1, of course, makers and crafting. I am in the top 10% of makers and crafting, which is not unusual. You may remember that this year I did get out of makers and crafting to see if being in miniatures and models or Lego brick building, Lego and brick building, which are other categories, would increase my audience and my reach. It did not seem to do that. It did not seem to keep new viewers. Pat's in my top 5 for Rewind for hours watched, almost all in makers and crafting. Yes. Hi, I'm John, but that makes a lot of sense that I would be in there for you because you were here a lot. Like I said, makers and crafting. So miniatures and models is my number 2. I didn't do as much Lego when I was doing trying the other categories, so that's number 5. And the number 3 for me is just chatting, because I do, at least 4 times a year do a just chatting stream, but often do more than that. Especially with my fundraising streams, I often start as just chatting and then go into other things. And then Hearthstone is number 4, which makes sense. Next year, Power Wash Simulator may be may end up pretty high on the list, because I expect that I will be doing a lot of Power Wash Simulator streams. I've already done several, and I imagine next year I'll do plenty more as DLC or packs come out, and things like that. I imagine that that number will only go up and will be in my top 5 most likely, and then Hearthstone probably will also be my top 5. Let's see, yeah. My top stream, reached 436 viewers. That is, of course, my summer. I believe that is my summer. My birthday, I should say, instead of summer. It wasn't in the summer. My birthday subathon, I believe we had a big raid come in from Jeff. That might also be the fundraiser, my glasses and medications fundraiser. 11,820 chats received. Was that Monster Milk or Dr. Pilk? So that was Monster Milk was this year. I have not done Dr. Pilk. I have done Monster Milk and Mountain Dilk, which is Mountain Dew and milk. I have not done Dr. Pilk. And then Monster Milk I did this year. Yes. And then last year I didn't do one at all. That was the big food challenge that I did. That's a lot of streams. The last food challenge one was the McNuggathon, where I ate all those chicken nuggets. And so that one was extensive, and I didn't want to drink milk after eating all of those nuggets, which I contend was still the right thing to do, or in that case, not do. But Dr. Pilk is up there. Root Bilk is also on the list. I think Root Bilk is probably too good of a combination, because I think root beer, it will just taste like a flat root beer float, much like Pilk tastes like a kind of like a flat milkshake. I think root beer and milk wouldn't be bad. It wouldn't be good, but I don't think it would be bad. And of course, I have Mountain Dew and milk is still not bad. Unfortunately, Mountain Dilk is not bad. But yeah. I could see, I don't really like Dr. Pepper. So that's probably what I should be doing, is I probably should be picking sodas that I don't particularly enjoy. That's probably the way to go, because that would increase the likelihood that I would have a bad time, because I don't really like the taste of Dr. Pepper. So if I add Dr. Pepper and milk, which I'm neutral on, that I bet would taste terrible. I don't know. I have until next summer, because I don't know if I will do that. I will be doing a subathon in the spring, or spring, in January or February, depending. I haven't decided the date yet. I will be doing one of those. I don't know if there will be a drink challenge at the end of it, because I will be dependent on groceries. But if I can find a soda in a 20, I can find a soda in 20 ounce. Actually, by then, a thing that is both good and bad for my chocolate Pilk. I guess doing it Pepsi and chocolate milk would be different. That would be different. No, what I was going to say is, there is a gas station opening up within walking distance for me. And that opens up possibilities. It opens up the possibility space about what kind of sodas I can purchase. I also might be able to buy milk in a smaller container, because that often is the problem for these challenges, and it is legitimately a problem, is I end up having to make up some recipes to use the milk up that I buy, because I have to buy enough of it for the challenge. If I'm doing a challenge in January/February, because my folks are out of town, and I don't use milk that much. So if I can get a smaller milk, that'd be good. But also it increases the possibility, the different kinds of soda I can get. Because I definitely don't want to have to buy a 2 liter of Dr. Pepper, which a drink I don't like, just so I can do a half glass of it. Anyway, back to data. We got to keep going with the data. The data needs to be read here. My emotes, the most popularly used emote in my chat is the Bear Cave emote, followed by the Lego emote and the Scythe emote, and the bottom, of course, is the blue emote, which can only be used by me and also by Aristofan. So that does not get used that much. It does not include me using the emote, which is interesting because it would be 200, at least 200, if not 400 times, because I post my emotes at least twice a stream. Tuesday streams, I don't do it, but like on the other days of the week, or the other days streams, I always post that. So, let's see. Oh, there's some stickers on this that we should add here. 5 and 6 get added here. We'll look at the stickers. I don't know what's going on with this. I'll decide if I'm going to add them. I have made the call when it comes to these stickers. It's on a case-by-case basis if I'm putting them on, because I only care so much, especially about what the stickers look like on the backpack. I don't have as much interest in that. Let's see, other data that I can share with you. 68 raids received in that year. Again, this is from the end of this is from December 1st of last year through November 30th of this year. So 68 raids. Most Puppet Jared is at the top of raids, which is very kind of him. We sent 197 raids, which means that 3 times I didn't raid. Those 3 times I know were all times where I was either streaming at a weird time, or we had like nobody watching, like one person watching, and I was just like, I'm just gonna end it. But I have, of the 200 days that I streamed on, we did raid quite a bit. So I'm happy with that. That makes me happy. We raided. We mostly do, yes. So, John, we always want to end with a raid, but sometimes we don't end up raiding. I raided Mary Kish the most, which, like, yeah, dude, I definitely did raid Mary Kish the most. I'm surprised we raided. I knew that I've raided Arthur Geese a lot. I did not realize that I had raided Arthur Geese 21 times, which is, yeah. And number 3 is Matt Wiggins, right behind Arthur, and which I knew we rated Matt quite a bit because Matt streams basically every day we do. So, especially specifically, I should say, Matt streams Saturday nights, and he will be streaming during 11 p.m. Eastern, which seems to be the night that the least amount of people that I follow stream. That seems to be the one that is challenging to get somebody to go a variety. And maybe I should follow more people, but that's another conversation. All right, sticker number 5 is one of these. Okay. Wait, I only see one of these. There must be another one there. Okay, so sticker number 5 is this. And it goes... How do you look? Where do you go? You go on this side. Wait. The fuck? Sticker number 3 is... How does this... Sorry. This goes like this. Oh, it goes like this. Okay. Yeah, these stickers, I will say, yeah, I'm not doing these. Okay. As I said, these stickers are all optional in my opinion. And I can't figure out exactly how that goes on there, so I'm not going to worry about it. Not going to worry about stickers on the backpack. It's the backpack. Like, it is what it is. It looks how it looks. I'm not too worried about it. Also, it's fair to say the thing I like least about these kits is the backpack design, because they look like weird legs, and I don't enjoy that. I know that there are people out there that are a fan, but I am not one of those people. All right. Let's see. A few people clip. Thank you very much, clippers. This year, I have added 119 new followers, which is pretty good. Pretty good. And we've had 316 new subscribers. Now, that number is deceptive, because that is obviously gift subs. And that is almost exclusively gift subs from Bunny Fiend. Bunny Fiend, who gifted a bunch of subs at the end of September. Also, because of all those gifted subs from Bunny Fiend, we also had all those gifted subs from Valorant. So, you know, it's still a big number. It's just that number is a bit inflated due to a insane amount of gifted subs. But, you know, you can't gift a follow. You know, follows existing is somebody clicking on a thing. So I'll take that as, you know, people being interested in what I do. 16 hype trains. Here's a thing for our friends who like me to hit the dance button or ring the bell. Or, you know, more dance button than ring the bell. But 345,000 channel points were spent. So many times people wanted me to hit the dance button, which I appreciate. Thank you very much for everybody who was up on that. All right, we'll get this together here, including right now. Did I know that if I talked about the dance button, that somebody would hit that? Yes. Thank you for using your channel points. Here's the dance button. And then John wants me to ring the bell, which I will once the dance button has been concluded here. I will ring the bell. Thank you very much for using your channel points. Thank you for using your channel points so that I ring the bell. Here is me ringing the bell. It's a physical bell, if you're unfamiliar. There we go. The bell has been rang. Let's see. I should also... So yeah, the small little thing here is 209 total streams, but again, that's over 200 days. 11.8 thousand chats, 5 clips, and the top emote was, of course, the Bear Cave emote. As a viewer, I watched 486 hours of streaming. That is down. Let's see. Lord Crash says my recap says I earned 200,502 points and spent 172K. So maybe more than I spend. Yes. There you go. Especially as a subscriber, you make certain amount. And Lord Crashington, you're here a lot, so yeah, that makes sense to me. I watched 486 hours. That is down from previous years for me, specifically because I got way more into HoloLive in 2025 than even I was in 2024, and so I am spending a lot of my hours that I would normally be watching some streamers. Instead, I'm watching streamers. It's just I'm watching them on YouTube instead of Twitch. And I should also say that, yes, they did. HoloLive has a bit of a presence here on Twitch, but not like a significant one. They did a HoloLive Day thing, but that is, I believe, that is somebody attempting to make the VTubing community think that, hey, we don't hate you, despite the fact that our automated services definitely fucking target VTubers over as they would often be called, flesh tubers, which of course Twitch would like you to not think is the case, but is very much the fucking case. Let's see. I was on Twitch 327 days this year, which is too many days. That's too many fucking days. Now, reminder, I am a mod on 2 channels. One of those channels, Rara Vectroid, did not stream a lot in 2025. But I'm still there, so I was there for a lot of her streams. Also, she often streams overnight, and so I'm not there for all of it. Jeff Gerstmann streams 3 times a week, and I am there for those streams, generally for the entirety of it. Not always all of it, but most of it. Number 1 is talk shows and podcasts because of Jeff. Number 2 is retro because of Jeff. Number 3 is just chatting because of Jeff. Number 4 is Magic the Gathering because of Loading Ready Run. And number 5 is miniatures and models. And I think that's also because of Loading Ready Run. Somehow, despite only following 2 channels that are dedicated, one that is dedicated to Magic the Gathering, one is that is partially dedicated to Magic the Gathering, I am in the top 10% of viewers of Magic the Gathering, which is wild. My number 2 or 1 or 2 used to consistently be Hearthstone. I do not watch any Hearthstone streamers anymore. I only watch YouTube content of videos. I don't watch people playing live. My most watched channel is, of course, Jeff Gerstmann. As I said, I am a moderator, but still the number 350, which is the number of hours that I have watched Jeff, is fucking ridiculous. That is so many goddamn hours. It is crazy. I have sent 2,103 chat messages in Jeff's channel. I have earned 1,200 channel points. Loading Ready Run, I watched a bunch of that. What's wild is, so Desert Bus is always fun because Desert Bus is November and it's just a lot of hours. This year, I did not watch that many of it live. I watched a lot of clips just because my schedule this year wasn't good to watch a lot of Desert Bus. I still managed to watch 23 hours. Vectroid, only 14 hours watched this year because, like as I said, Rara did not stream a lot. Rara is on another break. Hopefully Rara will be back for some more in December. And then Mary Kish right behind Rara. I have sent across all channels 5,243 chat messages, which again does not feel like a lot, but it's it's over 5,000. I have used my own emote in people's chat 455 times. 459 times. And I've used the blue emote a lot in people's chat. But all the other ones are about that number. So as I said, I have sent 5,243 chat messages. That includes, I don't think that includes chat messages that I post here because it would be way higher if it included chat messages in my own chat. So I don't think it includes that. It might. And if it does, I'm surprised that number is that low. But it might. I don't think it does. But I will say that I have sent 2,135 messages as a mod. And a lot of those messages are just like changing a pinned message in Jeff's chat, or changing the using Nightbot commands, that kind of thing. So it's a high number, but a lot of that isn't me talking to people. And apparently, as I said, Vectoroid, Rah-Rah, has not streamed much this year. I have not done any mod actions for Rah-Rah, apparently, since she's come back to streaming. I have been as a moderator, but I haven't done anything as a mod, so it doesn't count me as a mod for her, even though I am and have been in her chat. It says I only modded for Jeff, because I have not done a mod action for her, I guess. The top viewed clip that I made was a clip for a Speedball Mike Bailey stream, where Speedball was talking about, like, hey, if I say something here as a joke and you go and report it as fact, as if I'm not joking, that makes you a cop. Don't be a cop. And I clipped that, and it's been viewed a lot. It's good. Yeah. Community, I don't know. I have no idea. I don't want to look at any of this. I don't know what this is. These are videos, year-end videos. Is that what community is? Okay, I don't want to look at that. I refuse to look at that stuff. I don't care. One of the best parts about being on Twitch is that I do not care about almost, like, the number of people who stream on Twitch that I care about is, like, negligible in the grand scheme of things, and it's kind of fucking awesome. It's just like, oh, I don't care. I don't know what that is. I don't know who that is. I have never watched, like, I am not saying this to be an asshole or to be like, oh, I'm better than people. I just have never watched a streamer who is, I have watched one streamer who is incredibly popular, and that's a stretch, because Northern Lion is only incredibly popular with people who don't think they like streamers. Northern Lion's audience is people who are just like, I like, yes, this person streams a lot, and they are fun and engaging, but they are not, they do not seem to be a monster. And so that makes Northern Lion nowhere near as popular as other streamers. Because I even like Iron Mouse, who I like a lot, who is incredibly popular. I do not watch a lot of her Twitch streams. I watch a lot of, like, VOD clips and stuff on her YouTube. Because also her chat is fucking awful. She's trying her best. She's just too big for her chat not to be garbage. The best chat is this one, obviously. If I am ranking chat, it's Pat Baer's, Build with Baer Workshop chat. This chat is obviously the best chat on Twitch. Hands down, the best chat. No questions asked. No questions needed. No other options. It's just this chat. Below that is the YouTube members chat for Elizabeth Rose Bloodflame. That's a good community. The Rosarians are good. I was gifted a membership to ERB, ERB, and I and I stuck around because it's a very good community. They are very creative and cool and nice. I like that community a lot. That's a good chat. And then sometimes Jeff's chat is good. Sometimes it's not. Sometimes Nextlander's chat is good. Sometimes Giant Bomb's chat is good. Giant Bomb Forever's chat is pretty all right. 2025 chat of the year. Yes, indeed. You're part of it. Sometimes they're not bad, but yeah. Yes, Giant Bomb Forever is good because it's small, and a lot of people just have it on while they do other things because, sometimes it's just like, and then like I have found that sometimes I'm just there and I'm not chatting, and I'm doing other things, and then I hear like Ryan's voice, and I'm just like, oh shit, yeah, that makes me happy, or just like a combination, or like a thing I remember, or like a thing that Drew and Vinny doing a thing, and I'm just like, yeah, that's nostalgia that I like. Or just like Jan and Ben getting to be doing some whatevers. and having a good time. And I'm just like, yeah, let me check in on that. And he like, oh, they just put up an Abby thing. Abby's doing a solo stream. I'm going to check in on that because that's good fucking shit. Like that kind of thing. I am here for. And occasionally, like Giant Pop Forever is good. And like I said, I don't even really engage with the chat, but often the chat is pretty fucking psyched about the videos that are coming up. And I like that. B7 and B7, and then B8 and B8 are here. B7 and B7. All right. Let's talk about an update. So basically, an update to the Amazon AI stuff. Basically, it's all on Amazon. These are not partner. It has been confirmed by companies who have been affected by this that this is not something they signed up for or requested or anything like that. They were like, this is all on Amazon, which we knew, but it's nice to have confirmation. We knew this was just Amazon trying out this shit for things that, as they said, the idea of it was shows that are never going to have a dub can now have a dub. And it's like, that turned out to be fake, like a lie, or they changed their minds on it. Because of course, as you are aware, shows that already have a dub, other places were getting a dub, including on Amazon. The one that's like the most like, what are we even doing here is Vinland Saga. Vinland Saga has like, Vinland Saga originally was on Amazon Prime internationally and did not have a dub. Then season 1 was done, and Sentai Works was like, hey, we're going to license this for North American release, for home video release. We're going to license home video release of this, and we're going to do a dub. And then later, Crunchyroll got the rights for the second season, and they rehired a lot of the people that did the Sentai/High Dive dub. Not everybody, but they got a lot of those people. Meanwhile, Netflix got worldwide streaming rights to the first season, and their dub had a completely fucking different cast from both the High Dive Sentai, who lost that, but whatever, it's still home release. Sentai still has the home release, and the first season the Netflix was different. So there were 4 different ways to watch season 1. Just subtitled on Amazon. The home video, because I don't believe High Dive has it at the first season anymore. Crunchyroll or Netflix. And they were all different dubs, although the Crunchyroll and the High Dive were slightly different. And then now there's an AI dub for it on Amazon, which is obviously different from everything else. And all of it sucks, and we can't have nice things. This is all terrible. A bunch of dub artists, voiceover artists have made statements. In particular, the No Game No Life dub. People were like, didn't No Game No Life already have a dub? It wasn't that the series got the auto dub. A movie that Amazon has that never had a dub got this artificial dub. So that was the specific there too. There were some other auto dubs there for some other things on Amazon. And then more dubs have since been removed. Also, so much, yeah. So one of the things that's wild is that Amazon has apparently at some point, Amazon was going to license the Vinland Saga dub from Sentai Filmworks, the original dub. And they never did, right? They just never licensed it. But they have all the credits. And so if you go and watch an episode with the auto dub, it lists the credits for the English dub for Sentai Filmworks. That's how the back end acknowledges that stuff. All of it is shit. All of it sucks. All of this is bad. Yeah, we got a bunch. Let's see. As of December 3rd, Journal of the Mysterious Creatures and Pets anime AI beta dubs remain on the service, but then they were removed on December 4th. And the Latin American Spanish dub for Vinland Saga was also removed on the 4th. So yeah. It looks like most of the almost all of the English dubs are gone, auto dubs, but some of the Spanish ones were still up. It continues to be a fucking shit show. I should just say, again, a thing that was really fucked. All of this is fucked, but the thing to me that was particularly fucked was the notion that they were doing this because there are shows that don't have a dub. And then they did it to things where they do have a dub. It's just that Amazon hasn't licensed the dubs. So it's just like, it's just one of those things where you're like, no, that's not true. And it's like easily understood to not be true. And that, of course, pisses me off. Other news. Let's see. An update on yet another part of the world is banning Roblox. We've reported on this earlier, or we talked about reports earlier this year of investigations, not outright bans, but investigations on a state level in the United States on Roblox. That has been kind of overshadowed a bit by a whole country deciding that, hey, Roblox is bad. Now, unfortunately, it's for a reason that is completely stupid. Of all the things to be mad about, but of course makes sense. But of all the things to be like, this is the reason why it's gone, is there's too much gay shit in it for Russia. Russia does not like all of the LGBTQ plus content. Because of course they wouldn't on a government level. Roblox has been banned by the communications watchdog in Russia as of December 3rd. The platform's site and app no longer accessible in the country because it's rife with inappropriate content that can negatively impact the spiritual and moral development of children. And of course, that has nothing to do with pedophiles. It's just LGBTQ propaganda. Yeah. So yeah, there's an update there. Hey, also, this is a thing I didn't know. I didn't know that Duolingo is banned in Russia. You cannot use Duolingo in Russia because of its references to non-traditional sexual relations. It's estimated that there were 4 million Roblox users in Russia before they've been banned. And so now they will have to find other ways to play their Roblox games. If they want to continue doing it. Maybe they'll realize, oh, Roblox isn't worth it. I did a year of Japanese flashcards in Duolingo, and I never got any cool gay words in there. Yep. Well, it was for Japan. Probably a few other countries where it would have been all right. Roblox made a statement, and you would be like, well, Pat, they're going to be like, hey, LGBTQ content is family friendly. This is ridiculous. Russia has their rights to ban our app, but we think that's wrong. Something that would support that, right? We respect the local laws and regulations in the countries where we operate and believe Roblox provides a positive space for learning, creation, and meaningful connection for everyone. So they don't outright say a response to this shouldn't have been banned. They're just like, yeah, we respect local laws, which is like, yeah, I guess you fucking do, Roblox. I guess you fucking do. Would have been nice to have some kind of statement that was, you know, anything other than, oh, yeah, this one's fun. This went viral on Reddit, and but I'm still going to talk about it because it is, to me, interesting. So apparently, there are tank skins in Battlefield 6, and you have to grind to get these skins, right? They're armored vehicle skins, right? But apparently, so people were like, hey, I feel like once I got this skin on, I'm doing worse in the game. And apparently that's true. There are some mastery skins that make your vehicles take more damage from RPGs. So these hard to get items make the game experience worse, which they believe is to be a bug. Yeah, a lot of players in the comments shared their own firsthand experience using these skins, and we're happy to see this video seemingly proving that no, they weren't going mad, and in fact, their tanks are being blown up faster. That shit is fucking hilarious to me. My apologies for folks that were grinded hard in Battlefield 6, and now your cool shit that you want to show off makes your tanks worse. But that also is hilarious, and if that was a feature, I think it would be awesome. I am sure that it is a bug, because Battlefield would not... Battlefield, I do not think they have that sense of humor for that kind of shit, in my thoughts. But it's pretty great. Arc Games is now an independent publisher. They are one of the we just talked about recently about another company buying itself back from them. But yeah, they have officially debraced. We talked about that them in the process of doing it, but it is fully successfully been done. There was at a management buyout from Embracer. They can move forward a fully autonomous organization. The CEO of Arc Games will continue to be in charge of the publisher. One of the companies that they had been bought along with one of the studios that they had worked with. That studio is debraced. Now they have also debraced. Congratulations to them. They were, if you've never heard of Arc, you may remember their previous incarnation. They had changed their name. They were previously called Perfect World Entertainment. And then they rebranded as Arc Games. But yeah. They published Torchlight. And a bunch of other stuff. Also, slightly debracing. I don't have a term for this. Debracing, I think, works really well. So I'm not sure what I'm going to call this. I don't know. But if you have any ideas of a clever term for this, Spry Fox, the makers of Cozy Groove and Spirit Crossing, are independent. They have been, they were bought from Netflix. Instead of getting closed, the founders bought the company back from Netflix, and they are no longer part of the Netflix gaming group. Back in fact, Daniel Cook and David Eldry. But basically, Netflix is kind of getting at owning gaming companies. Apparently that didn't work here. They did shut down Team Blue last year, but this is I think possibly because they have a game ready that's in alpha, and so it made it maybe easier for them to buy the company back instead of just getting closed. I don't know, but but they had nice things to say about Netflix, which until the ink is dry, it's probably the right thing to do. But yeah, they're free. Congratulations to them. Those are the good gaming stories. So not so good gaming stories. It has not happened yet, but Three Fields Entertainment, the makers of the recently released Recreation, say, hey, we're probably going to shut down unless things turn around. Now, I will say this. Obviously, that sucks. It sucks for the people working there that have been told, like, hey, this is probably going to happen. That sucks. There's no way I don't want to say that sucks. I will say that they've existed for like 12 years and maybe should have figured this shit out. I'm gonna be an asshole about that and say, like, Recathon, apparently the most recent update kind of fixed some shit that the community, like, it hasn't caught on. And I think one of the reasons it hasn't caught on is because I don't think that Three Fields Entertainment, I think they make the kind of games they want to make and they don't resonate with audiences. And that might be a fucking problem with Three Fields Entertainment. You know what I mean? Like, I know that's harsh and that's a dick thing to say, but like, if you keep putting out games and they don't find an audience because you're trying to like do Burnout Crash Mode or Burnout Paradise, and either you're not enough like Burnout Paradise or possibly what people remember Burnout Paradise, not what it really is, or the direction you're going just isn't clicking with people. And it sucks. But like, I don't know, man. They have been given notice of redundancy because they are a UK company. So it hasn't happened yet. They have to go through all of the stuff. They have to see what they can do. Maybe this will give motivation to some people who've been on the fence about getting the game to get the game. It has a lot of negative reviews. I know some people really enjoy it. Every minute I saw of this game, I was like, this does not seem like a good, like, they got the same voice actors from like one of the early, not Burnout Paradise, one of the early Burnout games, but her performance is bad. She sounds like she's AI. She's not AI. She's a human. But she doesn't sound good. And it's just like, that's terrible. Like, that to me is, oh, we're trying to hit you with the nostalgia, but we're not good at doing that. Like, that's what it feels like to me. It is like, don't know. They didn't understand like what the nostalgia was supposed, like, it's one thing to be like, yeah, we did this. We're honoring an early Burnout game by having this woman. And it's like, cool. Does she sound good? Is it fun? Oh, okay. They still have they will still release a new so apparently they're doing another Recreation patch. And they're hoping they might get some financial support invested in it. But who knows, man? I don't know. It sounds unbelievably bleak for that company. But again, it's one of those things where I'm like, I don't think they make great video games. And I don't think they've adjusted to what the audiences are out there. I think they're chasing a video game that already exists and hoping that they can entice people that have nostalgia for that game. And then they're not making the game that those people want. So they're making a game for I don't know who. I don't know who they're making a game for. And I know I'm being an asshole about this, but that's how I feel about it. I will talk about other layoffs on Saturday because there have been other layoffs in the games industry, and we'll talk about that on Saturday. One of an iconic actor has passed away. We will end the news section with this. This was announced today at about 5 o'clock. Kari Hiroyuki Tagawa passed away. He died today due to complications from a stroke. And he was 75 years old. You may know him from The Man in the High Castle, Memories of a Geisha, or Last Emperor, or for this chat, you know him as Shang Tsung from Mortal Kombat, from the movies, and then from the movies, he was briefly in Mortal Kombat Legacy, and then in 2019, he was in Mortal Kombat 11. And then he did the voice in there, and then his physical likeness was used in the RPG in 2023, the Mortal Kombat Assault expansion. Yeah. He was also in Tekken, the Tekken movie, which I didn't know. And he was in a bunch of video games besides Mortal Kombat, including World of Warcraft. He's in the Legion expansion, which I did know. But yeah, obviously condolences to his surviving family. But he is burned in my mind as Shang Tsung because I watched the Mortal Kombat movies quite a bit. So yeah, did want to just mention that, and condolences to his family. We are just about done with this model kit. We will be starting something new when I'm done with this model kit. We will take photos after the pause for the cause. But yeah, I am just about done here with this kit. Just got to put the shield on, and then look at how the shield looks on this kit. Are there any photos of this kit in this book? Okay, we're in the shield. Okay, so we do have one. I believe that it's just like this. Yeah, just goes on like that. Ugh. That's because I'm one of 5 people that watch those Tekken movies. Yes, Lastbrook, I could not tell you anything about the Tekken live action movies because I have not seen them. Let me just really quick here get rid of this, and then we are going to start that. So I got to add this here. A lot of words for the other thing that we're working on now. Oh, I ran out of space. No, I didn't run out of space. Good. But yeah, condolences to his family. That's a sad bit of business there. But yeah, we're done with this kit. After the pause for the cause, we'll talk about it a bit. I'll take a photo of it, and then we'll get into the next thing that I'm building, which is the Mattel Brick Shop Cadillac Project GTP Hypercar brick kit. Mattel Brick Shop is the brand. It is a line from Mattel. Mattel has dipped their toes into brick kits. So Brick Shop is the name of their line. And then the Cadillac Project GTP Hypercar is the thing we will be assembling. And again, we'll get into all that in a bit here. And we'll talk about all of that stuff, but I gotta take a photo of this first, and then we'll get into the Cadillac Project GTP Hypercar building set. And we'll talk about one of the coolest parts of this thing in a moment. But first, hello. Now is the part of the stream where I'm going to talk to you, that's right, you, about ways that you can support what I do here on this very stream. Almost every single person watching right now is already a subscriber, so I will try to get to this fast. But sometimes people pop in while I am describing things, so maybe we'll get some new folks while we're chatting. First and foremost, please, if you are a subscriber, throw the Bear Cave, the Lego, the site, the tier 2 blue emote in the chat. Being a subscriber is the easiest way to support what I do here through Cash Money or your Prime Gaming token. Being a subscriber means you don't see ads, either before the stream or during the stream. If I did take an ad break, you wouldn't see ads. So in the pre-show, when I play ads, you don't see them, which is nice. You also get cool emotes made by Xandra, my good friend Xandra, who dipped her toes into coming back to streaming, but seems to have not really, which is okay. We didn't get to raid Xandra much at all this year, which is a shame. But also, if she doesn't want to be here, she shouldn't be here, right? Because it's hell. So if people don't want to be around for these things, they should 100% not. Other things I can say. There are other ways to support me here. You could gift a sub. You could, bits and coins are always appreciated. But if you wanted to, you could also join my Patreon at the $1, $3, or $5 or $10 tier. Consider joining me on Patreon on one of those tiers. My patrons, my $3, $5, and $10 patrons tomorrow will be able to vote on what I do on Tuesday. So jump in for that if you want to get your voting going. I have a YouTube channel, youtube.com/PatBaer. Over my YouTube channel, subscribing is, of course, for free. But if you would like to become a member, you could for just $2 a month. You get my Wednesday videos before everybody else does. You get them on Tuesday. So if you like exclusive content, you can jump in for that. Also, the $2 there, the membership, mean that inflates my AdSense revenue, which is great. I'm very close. I haven't been the November money hasn't been reported yet within AdSense, so I don't know yet, but I'm very close to hitting $100, which is the threshold for a payout. And then I can get money out and then spend that $100 on model kits, like a bunch of model kits, which will be great. So it's a YouTube wish list. Those are all monthly ways to support what I do here. If you would like to throw $1 or $2 in the bucket, the tip jar, you can do that. Everything I make through direct donations through YouTube, which include AdSense, so watching my videos helps me out, through Patreon and through Twitch, all goes into a fund. And from that fund, I'm able to buy model kits and Lego sets and brick kits, a bunch of different kinds of things. This kit, which we just finished, I was able to purchase because of your generosity. So if you would like to help me out so I can continue to do these kinds of nonsense things, you're more than welcome to. So I am starting a new thing that was voted on my $10 patrons. That they voted on that to be the next thing that I worked on. If you would like to decide what I build after that, a way to do that is to buy something from my Amazon wish list. Anything purchased on my wish list will come to me in the mail. They'll get a dedicated YouTube video about the thing that you purchased on my YouTube channel. And then it jumps the queue and becomes the next thing I work on, because that's the least I could do, is to build the thing that you purchased for me as soon as possible. My wish list has model kits and Lego sets. Some things that are on sale, some things that never seem to be on sale. The Lego Botanicals Happy Plant Building set is on sale right now. That seems cute. You could get that for me. You could get another GQuux kit. If you want me to build another GQuux kit, I'd be happy to do that. Model kits, Lego sets, inexpensive things, expensive things, all kinds of different things and things. A bunch of Amazon free delivery and things like that. The the Tick Belang from Witch from Mercury is currently on sale. If you would like to buy a transport vehicle, it's I think the only thing from Witch from Mercury I haven't built is that. And then you would also get to hear me on at least one stream say Tick Belang. So if you want me to say Tick Belang on a stream several times, you know what to do. Hey, Christmas is coming up. You want to buy me a Christmas gift that you will be able to benefit from because I will build it on stream and shout you out. You can do that. My alternative to Amazon is I have wishlist on Throne. I will be updating that again soon. It's been a little while since I updated that. It's nice to have alternatives to Amazon. And of course, if you want to support me financially and you need to be convoluted and weird, you can go to USA Gundam Store. At USA Gundam Store, you can buy a gift card. They will send you a they will send you a gift card code in your email. And then you can take that gift card code and you can send me a whisper on Twitch or a DM on Blue Sky or Mastodon or YouTube with that gift card code. And then I will use that gift card code to buy something from USA Gundam Store. So if you're like, yeah, man, that sounds good to me, Pat, you could do that. Sorry, I just want to check one quick thing. Just checking a thing. Once I check this thing, I will be back and it'll be okay. Yes, that was a chat request. Okay. Ooh. There is apparently, if you have a laptop that has Copilot on it, and you cannot turn that shit off, there is a registry tutorial you can go find out there that will disable it. That sounds great. I got that was an email that I got from somebody, and I was like, oh, that's neat. Anyway, if you want to support me, but you don't want to do it financially and you haven't already, join my Discord. My Discord is full of cool folks. We'd love to have you hang out there. And then a couple video links for you to check out. I will have a new episode of Pat Baer's Anime Club up on Monday, but the most recent episode of Pat Baer's Anime Club is still up there. It is my investigation in Ocean View, which is a new streaming service. If you are looking for the horny anime and you're like, why doesn't Crunchyroll or High Dive have the horny anime that I crave? You probably already know about Ocean Vale, but if you didn't, congratulations. Now you know about Ocean Vale. And then Kuma Baer. Kuma Baer is my weekly anime recommendation series. All throughout the month of December, I am talking about anime that you can watch on free with ads. So that is the theme of this month. It is all free with ads. I actually forgot. I have to look this up. What show this one is free with? That is on... Okay. So, if you want to watch After War Gundam X, all 39 episodes are available subtitled, because there was never an English dub of this. It is all subtitled on Tubi. I'm just going to write down Tubi in there so that I remember for later. So my 1-minute video is me talking about how much I really love After War Gundam X. It has not gotten the views some other recent videos have gotten on shorts, which is a shame, but it's okay. But yeah, if that's a Gundam series you've never seen and you'd like to check it out, you can watch it on Tubi. This was a one that for the longest time, you could not watch this anywhere. It was fan sub only. This subtitle is pretty recent, and it's not been easily available. Now, the fan subs are also on YouTube, the old fan subs, but if you want to watch an official release, because that's the thing about Kuma Baer is it's all legal streaming in the United States. If you want to watch that, you can watch it with ads on Tubi. I think Gundam X is pretty fucking cool, and especially the opening song is a goddamn banger. So I'm always psyched about being able to talk a little bit about Gundam X. So, okay. Now what's going to happen is I'm going to talk about 2 anime episodes that I watched. A Gatherer's Adventure in Isekai and Yano-kun's Ordinary Days. In order to talk about those 2 things, I do need to get back to the overhead camera so I can take a photo of this and then talk about some anime. And then also, we need to dramatically transition back to that. I need to drink some water. Let's do all of that right now. All right. Before we get into the anime talk, let's just finish up what we need to do here. We need to take a photo of this kit so that I can put the photo out. We will take a photo of this. There it is. Final thoughts about the gMS-kg GFreD, or the Gundam Fred. My final thoughts on this kit before we put that to bed is, yeah, all right. I like these designs better in motion. When I started seeing the models of the kits here, you know, the CGI renders of it, I was like, I hate the backpacks on these kits. I do not like the designs. I don't like design. I don't like the shields. I don't like this. I don't like that. And then when I saw them in motion, I liked them more. And that's kind of where I've left off. I really don't like the designs of just about any of these kits as kits. They're finicky. I do not like the sticker marking applications on them. I do have in my possession another kit, a grunt kit, Bakata's kit, and so I will be building that at some point, and maybe I will like that more. I think I like the Red Gundam. Of the 3 Gundams that I have built from the show, I like the Red Gundam the most, and I didn't really love the Red Gundam. So that's my general thoughts on this one. I love that these kits don't have polycaps. Every kit I built in from G-Witch I like better than this. Every single G-Witch kit from Grunt to Gundam I like better. Just top to bottom. I'm still figuring it out because I have time. I don't know if G-Quux is going to end up on my top 10 list this year. Still don't know. It might. Still don't know for sure. All right, let's work on the next thing we got here. And then we'll talk about some anime here in a second. This is Mattel's Brick Shop. This Mattel Brick Shop here. That is the brand, the sub-brand. They've had a couple things. I actually want to see here, Mattel Brick Shop, how many they make. I bought this one. I'm going to look at their official site here and see. Nope, they're not going to include what they've made on their own fucking website. Let's see what Walmart lists. Okay, there are a few. All right, there are more than I thought of these. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but several of them are very expensive. I'm also annoyed to see that on Walmart, I don't think those rims are going to fit on that car. I'm also sad to see that on Walmart, this kit is cheaper than what I paid for, which is fine, but I'm a little annoyed with that. So yeah, this is a brick kit. This is Hot Wheels. It comes with a Hot Wheels car. As Lashbrook says, I don't think those rims are going to fit on that car. These rims are not for this car. This is, you can customize it, of course. But yeah, Mattel made the smart decision. If they were going to get into doing bricks, the thing that makes the most sense is to do cars because they own Hot Wheels. So this is Hot Wheels shit. And it does indeed come with a Hot Wheels car. And I think that is smart leveraging. Yes, this makes sense for the Hot Wheels brand. Indeed. I think it very much does. Ooh, the bags are numbered. That's good. I haven't opened this up, so I didn't know. Wait, how do I... Oh, okay. Oh, there's a little... Ooh, okay. That's kind of neat. You can see there's a little shelf for this, and I can slide this out to get at the various tires and also the car there. That's a neat little design. I know Lego had cars for each of the current F1 teams. Yes, we've done a lot of the speed line for Lego on here. But like the fact that I'm going to be able to compare and contrast a Hot Wheels car with a brick kit is interesting. Like I find that to be a cool idea. Now, is it a little weird? No, I wouldn't say weird. It does feel weird to me. Owning Lego in 2025 as a 45-year-old man does not feel weird to me. Owning a Hot Wheels car does feel weird. I own this now, and that does feel strange to me. So I'll say that. I will say that does feel weird. Building these things on stream, that doesn't feel weird to me, but like the very idea that I own this now is a strange thing. So this is bag 4. Let me just find the bags here. We got bag 1. We got bag 5, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll start with bag 1. They are numbering their bags, which is good. I imagine Hot Wheels collectors are mostly older guys. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I will say this. Kids still love cars. Like, Matchbox cars or Hot Wheels cars still sell. But collectors are certainly older people. But, like, in the same way that, like, YouTube, one of the most popular categories on YouTube Kids is real-life construction vehicles and cars and truck content. Like, that shit still works. Kids still like that shit. So, kids still like going... Kids still love that shit. Oh, and I also got this. I don't know what this is for. Apparently, this is a collectible plate. I don't know. I'll put it over there. But yeah, we got a Hot Wheels car. We have a comparison for the thing we're building. We've never had that before on stream. We've only had instruction booklets. I've never had the thing to look at and go like, oh yeah, all right. Whoa. Oh, and also some stickers. I'm very interested in how these stickers go on. I don't know how they work. I bet there are more track stuff these days for Hot Wheels. Yeah, I'm sure. So we do have some stickers. I don't know how they're going to apply. Also, we'll open bag 1 so we can talk about this is going to be always interesting when we do knockoff Lego stuff like Mega. You know, when we do Mega is a brick kit that, like, it's weird to call them knockoff, but they're not Lego, right? This brick separator is very similar to the brick separator that Mega uses, where they do instead of this, the wedge there, they do this shape, which I guess isn't. My assumption is that this shape isn't like there's no copyright for it, but this is very similar to the Mega design where you do this instead of doing this. Immediate thought, these feel all right. They don't feel bad. I don't know if they're going to feel good, but they don't feel bad. But yeah, I will use for this, I will use their separator. because I got a separator, so I should use it. I am just going to go ahead and color separate these pieces here to make my life a little easier. These do not feel as good as Lego, but they do not feel bad. They feel better than the no-name knockoffs. They feel comparable, I would say, right off the bat. My feeling is that these feel very similar to Mega. These two feel similar to Mega, so. All right, so this car is a bit more purple than the example in the image. So yeah, in practice, this blue is very deep, and in my colors here, my camera color, it does come off as a bit more purple. This blue is very dark blue, and is coming across as purple. I could probably kind of configure a little bit here and see if it is because of the saturation. It's probably the saturation. Let me just tweak this a bit here. No, that's not. Yeah, that's not making it look less. That didn't change that. So let's see. Brightness. Yeah, that's still, I mean, that does make, when I turn the brightness way down, it does make it look a bit more blue than purple, but because we're artificially working with that, with the brightness here. Or I'm messing with the brightness. And if I turn the contrast, if I turn the contrast down a little bit here, that does make it a bit more blue. You'll have to look at the photo when the photo's out, but this is a very dark blue. So I will say that. And the photo that comes with is colors out of the work. Yes, I will say that the image, the promotional image, is bluer than the actual car that I have here. Oh yeah, this is a pretty good indication, because I am gonna go back to what I was doing before with this. I'm gonna turn the contrast up a little bit more, just for clarity. We'll do this. This is what the car actually looks like. It is much more blue. This camera, other than my other camera, yeah, it looks bluer. Yes, so yeah, it is much bluer there than it looks in the overhead feed, which looks more purple. And that is me boosting a lot of stuff on this camera in order to give you the best quality I can, and so you can see what's going on, because this camera is starting to show its age and wear and tear. That's just a fact of it. So yeah, I am compensating for some things, and that does make some of the colors not as crisp as they could be. All right, while I am sorting, before we get into the build portion, I'm gonna get through all. This is the problem here, I will say. Hot Wheels. Nobody gives a shit about this. Look at all this. I would just go on Wikipedia. Look at all this shit. I don't care about any of this. Get out of here. Look at this. What? Shut up. There we go. That's what I'm looking for. There's just too much, like, too much color, too much discussion in there about things by a lot of people. Just like, what are we doing here? What is all this? Sorry, that just like was like, what's happening here? Okay. Let's talk about some anime. Yeah, I guess Lord Crashington, although I think those people would know the lore and not need that, but whatever. They did what they did. Let's talk about Yano-kun's Ordinary Days, and then we'll follow up with the Gatherers of Adventure and Isekai. So, episode 10 of Yano-kun's Ordinary Days is a as a three-part. It's a three-part thing here. The first part is a treasure hunt to celebrate Yano's birthday. It is unbelievably cute and very fun. The prize at the end of the treasure hunt, because she listened to her friends, this is a short little chapter, is segment, is his girlfriend Yoshida in a box. And one of the fun lines of this part of the chapter, or the episode, is commenting on how Yano only got hurt twice in the adventure, so it was a big success for his birth. It's like the least he's gotten hurt on his birthday in a very long time, is about basically the extent of it. So again, very funny, but also just sad. Like there's elements of this series that is just sad as hell. Second segment is that they have been doing an exchange diary. They are both trying their best to communicate with one another and to be open with one another, and they are trying to write down their thoughts and then share their thoughts in a diary, and they sit right next to each other, and that's unbelievably cute. This is so saccharine and great. And one of the gimmicks in this segment is Yano is like fucking a little savage in critiques of the art that Yoshida does, because her drawing, she's bad at drawing. She's just like genuinely bad at drawing, and he's like brutal. He's like jokingly bullying her about it and making fun of her, and it's like not a thing we've seen from him, and it's all in good fun, but it is like, oh wow, all right. I mean, he is a nice guy, but at the end of the day, he's still gonna mess around a little bit, and it's nice to see. It was just like a nice change, because those two segments were very fun. And now we're going to take a detour into, oh no, this is weird. We got a cliffhanger, episode 10 cliffhanger. Yoshida finally asked the thing that a bunch of people have wondered, myself included, in conversation, talking with a friend of mine about the show. We had often wondered, like, are they ever going to talk about the fact that he wears an eye patch? Like, obviously the dude gets hurt a lot. Is it related to that? And apparently it's not. Let's see. I want to make sure I'm doing it right, because this is not the same on either side. Okay, so this looks like that. Great. Instructions so far seem easy enough to follow, so we'll do our best to do that. So as I said, that we make a big discovery about our eye patch friend, and that discovery is that he has what the fucking term? I wrote it down. He has heterochromia. He's got different colored eyes, and so that's why he wears the eye patch, because he's embarrassed about it. And he hasn't wanted to talk about it, because he's at the point where he doesn't want to talk about it. The first time he's ever really not wanted to talk about something, to the point where Yoshida was like, does he not have an eye? And she starts feeling really bad, because she's like, is this a painful memory? Did he lose an eye in an accident? Like, what's going on? And no, he just has different colored eyes. Later, at the end of the episode, because he did, the heterochromia is because of an accident. It is not, he didn't always have heterochromia. So apparently it's not just a genetic thing. This was brought on by some kind of thing, it's weird. But she's wondering, because maybe it's not like, was that the whole truth? And then later we have a monologue from him where he says in his monologue, I didn't lie, but I didn't tell the full truth. And he's starting to feel bad about that. So we're going to find out hopefully what's going on with that. Also, new character, a character I was like, I don't know who this is. There's the cliffhanger is honestly that a girl shows up and she mentions that, oh, he's still wearing the eye patch. So she is somebody from his past. And is this going to be the big drama shift that this series has basically been avoiding? Which would be kind of a bummer if this was just like, well, instead of being cute and fun and sometimes a little sad, we've got to be a big drama here just because. Like, that's going to be a shame. But there's only 2 more episodes, so maybe we'll find out on episode 11. But I was surprised about that. I am happy that we're learning about the eye patch because I have wondered, like, does this kid keep injuring himself off screen and requiring it, like, constantly wear it or whatever? Or maybe it was a fashion thing, or they joked if he was going through a phase, you know, that kind of thing. I was like, oh no, he's just always, he just had an accident when he was younger. It's like, oh, that's a shame. All right. A Gatherer's Adventure in Isekai. Now, as you may remember, I have read this manga. So I am aware of what happens in the manga. And this obviously is based on the light novel, so there are some changes here and there. But for the most part, it's been the same thing. And I was wondering if the shit was good. This part of the anime, if we were going to get there, because as you may remember, the last episode, episode 9, ended with them visiting Brolight, the elf that has been a sometimes companion with them. Brolight was like, hey, I need your help. Will you come with me? And they went to back to their hometown, which is an elf forest, a high elf, because Brolight is a high elf. And they were like, okay. And when they got there, a bunch of elves were like ready to fucking attack because they're being invaded. Here's the thing. They are not happy. Like, Brolight brought humans. They are apparently, some of them already don't like Brolight, which we didn't know because she's been searching for a way to help her sister. And so they've been trying to figure that stuff out. And basically, they're like, who are these strangers? They talk about them, and they one guy insulted them a lot. And it was like, well, you're insulting a god, because remember that basically the woman that is also a horse or a Pegasus, who is a god, is now traveling with them. Hoff, or Hoff-Vlafnir, who I'm just going to call Hoff. Hoff is with them, and Hoff is just like, really? You're really going to talk about all this shit about me? And they're like, yeah, everything's cool. It's cool. Let's see. This is the Great Goen Tree Forest, and Takaru immediately is just like, hey, this tree is in trouble. The tree has been suffering from mana pollution. And so he's like, oh, there's pollution all around here. That is a fucking problem. And that might be related to the health problems that some of them are going through. Because Orchestro, the brother of Brolight, is like half her height. And they're like, yeah, we're cursed. The bloodline of the High Elves has been cursed. But don't worry about it, because eventually the foreign blood will arrive. And the foreign blood will save us. And they think that might be Takaru, because he's from the outside, because he doesn't help with the mana that's out there, because there's miasma. He at least lessens it, because of course all his cool abilities that he has, he can lessen it a bit, but he can't remove it yet. He's got to go figure that out. There is a bunch of text here, so I'm going to look at this. Okay, this is just them talking about how good they are at making molds for brick kits. Our designers developed original molds to create the fender vents Cadillac is known for. This shit is just Lego already does. Like, what are we talking about? This is just what Lego does. Come on. Come on. It looks slightly different than Lego, but like, come on, what are we doing here? They have a notch out of it, and Lego doesn't. Like, what are we doing here? I feel like this is just... I'm going to try not to compare this to Lego too much, but Lego is the king in the game, so like, at a certain point, kind of got to talk about it. Now, I have screwed up here. Brick remover. This is supposed to stick out one, and then this is supposed to be. These are supposed to be over. So I have messed this up. So we'll see if I can remove these pieces. Well, we'll take these off here. Talking about messing up. I've also messed up. All right. Also, this was the thing that I was like, is the anime going to do this? So there's clearly something going on with the miasma, and the world tree is in trouble. Also, Takaru realizes like, hey, this curse is not what you think it is, because they find out that elves who have been born recently only live for 50 years, which is not long enough for elves. And hey, guess what? Our elf Brolight, who is presented as female, is a hermaphrodite. And they describe Brolight as mostly male. This is a thing I didn't think that they would get into. I didn't think that the anime adaptation would get into genetic deformations, because all of the high elves have genetic abnormalities because of inbreeding, because cousins and relatives who are too close to one another have had relations over the years, because the high elves thought that they were purifying their bloodline, and instead they have just been causing problems with their own bloodline, and that it's unrelated to the world tree shit. This is all just like stuff of their own making. I did not think that the anime was going to go there. It's interesting they do. I should say that Brolight is probably non-binary. It is not said completely in there, but it seems like Brolight does not use gendered pronouns to describe themselves. So I have done my best in the previous weeks when Brolight has been in the episodes to not gender Brolight. Eventually in the manga and then in the anime, I think in the next couple episodes we'll probably get there, but there is some conversation about that. But basically, Brolight just realizes that, like, yeah, that's going to be impossible, like, to convince them. They took the foreign blood idea as literal, that someone with foreign blood would come and save them. It was not meant to be literal. It was not meant to be an illusion. That, like, it was literal. Like, no, different blood will save the high elves when the time is right. Is like literally meant, hey, you should have children with people from outside of the high elf race, or the version, and just be with normal fucking elves, you weirdos, is the actual answer, which is interesting, that they went that way. And then so they realize, oh, the elves are never gonna agree to that if we tell them that. But what if we meet the god of the elves, La Bolania? So next episode, they're gonna go meet the god of the elves and see what's up, because maybe that will maybe they'll listen to them. Meanwhile, also, the tree and the whole area here is probably being affected by some kind of monster. So there are two problems. There's the long-term problem with the curse, which they thought which is not related to a monster being there, most likely unrelated. But they got to deal with that problem. We are almost at the point where we are caught up with the manga. I think that maybe like the last chapter of our last episode of the anime will be like a little bit of stuff I haven't seen before, is my guess, the way that this has been going. That's my guess. I don't know. They are now telling me to open bags 2 and 3 at the same time, to which I say, why are they two different bags if I'm opening them at the same time? That is the thing I always say when these things come up. Why am I doing, why though? This episode, like I said, I was very happy to see this episode because I did not think that they would do this in the anime. I did not know what they were going to do, what they were going to adapt, adapt or not adapt. And so I'm glad they are, even though like they could have just chosen not to do it. So that's cool. We are definitely going to be finishing this. My gut says that I will be finishing this thing up on Saturday. By the end of Saturday. So I might do another poll. I'd have to do another poll because I don't have anything. I don't know what to build next, but I don't know. Maybe there are a bunch of stickers that I haven't used yet. So kind of might do the old, I'm just going to do one for me thing where I just pick the kit that I'm going to build next and just do that. Since I will be running a poll tomorrow for a Patreon, or for what I do on Patreon for what I do next Tuesday. So maybe I won't. We'll just know all this stuff. Now is the part of the stream where I want to hear from you, friends. What are you watching right now? What are you playing? What are you up to? What are you into? What do you got going on? I always love hearing from you about those things, so please let me know in chat. Power Wash Simulator. I am currently finishing. I'm almost done with an amusement ride, the crocodile ride. I'm almost done with that. And I did unlock a new job that I cannot remember. It is the the planetarium or something. I don't know. I don't remember exactly what it is. But that is those are the 2 jobs I have now. That's a fun one, says Lord Crashington. So my general thought is on Power Wash Simulator 2 is that there are too many giant jobs. Did I ride it? Yes, I did ride the crocodile ride. Now, doing these big jobs is not hard because I have the floor cleaner thing, which is great. As I said, probably my favorite new thing in Power Wash Simulator 2 is that it's just so good. But there are just too many back-to-back big jobs. Like there were a couple big jobs and they threw in a small vehicle, which was easy to do. But like, I don't know. I feel like the big jobs are fun, but one of the things that's kind of cool about having the powerful cleaner is like getting through a job pretty quickly and just kind of like blasting through it, like literally blasting it. And when you have a vehicle, or not vehicle, when you have a job that takes a really long ass time, even with the best equipment, I don't know, it's a little like frustrating. That's, in general, I really like Power Wash Simulator and I've enjoyed my time with it, but I don't know, these big jobs are like, I'm like, oh, I don't know, they're kind of frustrating. And I didn't expect to be frustrated with Power Wash Simulator for that, like the fact that there are some jobs where I forget the name of it, but the scissor lift. There are some jobs where the scissor lift just doesn't fucking work right and you have to reload. Like if you fall off the scissor lift, there's a button on the outside to lower it. And sometimes if you move it resets itself when you move it. And sometimes it just doesn't work. which is really weird. Like that, I'm like, yeah, that makes sense. That's a thing that I was like, oh, there'll be something, because they didn't do a long early access of the second game. They just put the second game out. It makes sense that there are some things that just aren't going to work the same way, and some things that are like kind of annoying here and there and all that. Like totally expecting some of those things. But then there's just stuff that I'm like, I mean, I feel like early access would have been, people would have been like, you know, if they did the voting on like, hey, what do you want to see next? Like people wouldn't vote for another giant job. They wouldn't vote for like 3 giant jobs in a row. Like, it feels like some of the lessons didn't get learned. I don't know. And I don't want to be harsh on it, because like I said, I'm still really enjoying it. It's still a really fun game that I like playing. It's just that like, it's not, on occasion, I'm just like, what? Like, I just finished this big job, and now you're giving me a bigger job. Like, give me a weird one. Like, I feel like I know that there was a vehicle in between, but I feel like I went from like, oh, I'm cleaning this discotheque to I'm cleaning this outside of a motel and the grounds around it to I'm cleaning this like movie theater, a one-screen movie theater, and I'm also cleaning like which wasn't the biggest job, but it was still a fairly big job because all the ceilings. To I'm now cleaning like this giant amusement park ride, and now I'm also I unlocked a new one. What's the new one? Yeah, this will be a different change of pace. Oh, it's a big space with large ceilings. I don't know. I think the variety is kind of fucked, and I'm surprised that I'm feeling that way. But I am feeling that way. That there's just like, maybe I'd like to see, like, I don't know. I just feel like there aren't enough vehicles, and maybe the next thing I'm going to unlock is another vehicle. But like, all the vehicles have been kind of small, and lately all of the jobs have been fucking huge. And I'm surprised by that. I don't know. Last week says, I went and saw Wake Up Dead Man, the newest Knives Out movie, and it was a lot of fun. I'd say it's probably the number 2 behind Knives Out. Ooh, that's high praise, because Knives Out is clear the best one. So I finished and posted all my extra fin funnels for the RG New Gundam. Yes, you posted about that and talked about that a bit. Let's see. Lashbrook started on the G-Quux high grade, and working with small parts and stickers again has been an adjustment for sure. Kind of hate the way the eye stickers go on that raised outline instead of flat surface. Yes. A lot of stickers for that kit are like raised surfaces, just kind of going with vibes, because the design of that kit is so vibes based, because the thing it's based on is vibes based. So yeah, it makes for an interesting design. All of them do. Every single one of those feels weird because of that. But yeah. Yeah, like I said, I think the red of the 3 Gundams I've built, or the 3 things I've built from G-Quux, I like the red Gundam the most. That was my most favorite build of it. Yeah, I was kind of hoping to replace a lot of the stickers with paint marker, but it looks like that might not be an option. No, I don't think that would work the way you would like it to. That's just my gut on that. I don't know. I'm doing a little bit of a separating here. I'm not going to, the last couple minutes here, I'm just going to kind of get this together here. We did get some things done. We got bag 1 done, and then we'll work on bag 2 and 3, and most likely 4 and 5. I don't know if we'll finish it on Saturday, but at the end of the stream, we might finish it, because there are a bunch of stickers here, and these are customizable, so we can pick a number. And if you think, Pat, is the number going to be 69? And the answer is like, probably. It'll probably be 69. John started watching an anime called Genosha. Not sure how much overlap there is with the game. Yeah, I have no idea. Those kind of anime adaptations, I'm like, because that's like, the thing is, if it's based on a visual novel game, right? So generally, those are by people that love visual novels, right? So generally, those are pretty close to the source material because the fan base loses their fucking mind if you don't make the anime like the visual novel. Whereas if it's based on like a RPG, you can kind of get wild with it if you want. If it's based on a like a mobile game, like a gacha game, then you can just do whatever because the people that play the game don't care about the story at all. But generally, visual novel fans are bonkers. So you've got to honor those people because otherwise it becomes a fucking problem if you don't honor those folks. So you got to do right by them, or they will make your life fucking hell. So I assume it's very similar. I have not played the game. I have not watched the anime. It did not. The look of it did not hit me. Because I was like, did someone make a visual novel of like Among Us? And obviously, spaceship, alien life form, it's not just Among Us, it's Alien. But like also Among Us is the popular modern shorthand for that, where it's like, did they just fucking make Among Us? I think they might have just made Among Us. Oops, sorry, I dropped the thing. Let me get that. They might have just made Among Us. Anyway, that's going to do it for tonight's stream. We are going to raid. That is how we end every stream around here. We always end with a raid, except for the rare occasion where we don't end with a raid. But we always aim to end with a raid, I'll say that. So we're going to go find someone doing cool shit and hang out with them. And I'll be back on Saturday to keep doing this. Yes, 3 times this year we did not end with a raid. But almost every other time we did. So I'm going to go find someone who's doing cool stuff and go hang out with them. Hey, Lunar Jade raided us recently. So let's go raid them. Lunar Jade, Heather, is currently playing Hyrule Warriors Age of Imprisonment. A big Hyrule Warriors fan, and also just Hyrule fan, you know, Zelda in general. So we're gonna go hang out with Heather. Heather's cool as hell. I hope you had a great time tonight. I had a really good time. My next stream, as mentioned, will be on Saturday at 9 p.m. Eastern. I will be working on this cool build here, finishing it off. I assume finishing it off by the end of the stream. Maybe I'll actually finish it off on Monday. Either way, it'll be fun. I hope you had a good time. I had a good time. I'll see you in the next one. I hope you come along on this raid. Thanks so much for being here. We'll talk again soon. Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye, goodbye, goodbye. Goodbye, goodbye, goodbye.